Hello, Gaston County. Welcome to episode number 171 of Gaston Great, a podcast highlighting some of the great things happening in and around Gaston County. I'm your host, Stephen Long. We're coming to you once again from the worldwide headquarters this week of GSM Services right here in downtown Gastonia. Right, Rachel? All right. We simply believe in discussing more of the reasons why Gaston's great. We're highlighting another great organization this week as we highlight the Gaston County YMCA and specifically some of the upcoming events they have. We have Michelle Bowers and Renee Long with us today. Michelle is the executive director of the Warlick YMCA, and Renee is the annual giving coordinator, and more importantly, my sister-in-law.
That's so nice.
Michelle and Renee, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, as usual, we're going to get right to it. The first question we'd like to ask is just for our listeners who might not know you guys. Just, Michelle, I'll start with you just because you're closest. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, anything that you would like to share.
Well, I'm not originally from the South. Yeah, probably shocker, right? Accent.
I have no comment.
No comment. No, born and raised in upstate New York. And have been down in North Carolina since 1998. And
that's long enough.
It's long
you're
enough.
local.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. And I know how to say y'all and all that. But I worked in the Charlotte Y system for about 22 years, and came out to Gaston when they were building the new Warlick Family YMCA. And have been here ever since and enjoyed it. I'm obsessed with my dog. I have a wonderful husband and kids, and I love my job.
What kind of dog?
He's a Cottonese. He is.
I have no idea what that means.
I know. I will tell you. He's basically a white, fluffy, Muppet-looking dog, and
Okay.
he is the best.
Okay.
And people that know me know I'm obsessed with my dog.
What's the dog's name? I'm sorry.
Cody.
Cody. Okay, I have to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Long, what would you tell us about yourself?
Most importantly, I married your brother in 1991.
Ooh.
We have 2 children.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
All my life, yes. And
All your life.
I have been part of the Y since 1995, on and off. So just glad to be back.
Originally teaching classes and stuff like that, right?
Yes, originally a fitness instructor, and I was at one time fitness director.
Well, we won't hold that against you that you married my brother.
Pretty smart move on my part.
That deserves a sainthood.
Yes.
As far as
I've stored many
as far
crowns
as
in heaven.
I'm concerned.
Yeah.
All right, so appreciate that really great detail y'all gave about y'all's past history. So YMCA, we had Sharon on. Gosh, but I bet it's been 3 or 4 years ago now. So lots of things have changed in the YMCA since then, and we want to talk about. So surely you wouldn't think we have any listeners who are not familiar with the YMCA, but there might be some who aren't. So maybe Michelle, just give us a real quick. What is the YMCA? What's the mission? And then we'll get into the specifics about upcoming events, anything and everything you guys want to share.
So, yeah, like to your point, I think most people know about the YMCA. I think the Central YMCA, almost anybody that lives in Gaston County was a member or learned how to swim at the Y. And the Y, it was interesting when I got here, the fact that we had a South Y and a Central Y and merged those Ys into the Warlick Family YMCA. And we really have just exploded. And we have a lot going on. Our mission is, about putting Christian principles into practice, and it's focused on healthy spirit, mind, and body for all. And I think a lot of people probably think of the Y as, swim lessons and fitness centers and treadmills. And I think a lot of people don't realize that we are so much more than that, and that we do cancer wellness programs, and we are a safe place for kids to come after school, and we do camp and after school and art and music, and kids learn how to canoe, especially at our Y. We have a really amazing campus. And I think what's fun is being in the Y for a long time. When we opened Warlick, so many people would come and visit, and they were like, this is the most beautiful Y I've ever seen, because you're working out and you're looking out at a beautiful lake. And we have 3 miles of trails, the Sites Family Trail System. And we'll talk a little bit about the events that are coming up, but that trail system, I know you've run it. It's awesome. Like, you get in that trail system and it's just so beautiful. And the fact that we have that as an asset in Gaston County, I think is huge. And I don't know that everybody realizes we have it.
Yeah, it's just unique, isn't it? I mean, not that I've traveled all over the place to see a bunch of different YMCAs, but I've seen a few. But it is just a unique piece of land, and the Ys. Again, we kind of like so many other things we have here. I'm trying to think of an example, maybe like the Shield Museum.
Mm-hmm.
When you live here, you just kind of take it for granted, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a unique thing. So this question is for both of you. Kind of describe maybe the day in the life at the YMCA. Does that question make any sense?
What
And
is a daily?
Yeah, what's going on in your day-to-day? Because I do think most people probably think, like, yeah, listen, that's where I learned to swim. I played basketball at the Central YMCA. So, yeah, that's what most people probably think of. But to your point, I've been involved in the community long enough and with the Y to know especially the youth stuff that you guys are involved with. So just maybe describe some of those things. Then we'll maybe talk about the events.
Sure. Well, I think what's kind of cool is that at any point, it's always busy. And I've been in the Y for a long time, and a lot of times you go, well, around 1 to 3, the Y gets really quiet, and it's not a lot going on. I don't think that Y, and Renee, you get up there a lot earlier than I do in the morning. It is busy all the time. So at any point, you could literally have 3 classes going on at the same time. The treadmills are full. There could be a trainer out in the field doing personal training. You may have a Bible study going on in the lobby. We have this beautiful lobby with the fireplace looking out to the lake. You could have a Bible study of people that are sitting there. You got kids playing in the child watch area, people swimming, doing water aerobics. There's just something going on all the time. And then you look at the evening and you may have a cancer wellness program going on. We have over 200 teens that come from Piedmont Charter High School. And they hang out in the lobby, and they have a safe place to go after school. Some are doing their homework. Some are working out. Some are going for walks in the trails. You've got the boathouse and the camp. We have those 2 locations where you have after school going. And then around 5:30, you've got soccer fields full of kids playing soccer, and the classes ramp up. We may have a rental where somebody comes in to do something in our multi-purpose area, a cycle class. I mean, it's just nonstop. It's
most importantly, we have pickleball.
And we have pickleball. and when we say busy, like literally, we will have people playing basketball in the morning, and then it turns into pickleball, and then pickleball turns into after school, and then after school turns into basketball.
And sometimes we have Zumba in the same space. It is back to back.
How have being involved with the Y since 1995? How have you seen that just transition and change over time? Is it just a number of people, or now that the Warlick Y is here from 2017-ish? Because I can look on the wall and see the date, which is hard to believe.
I would say yes. So many more people. The facility is top notch, and just not a moment when there's not everything going on at the same time.
If it's open and you drive by there, the parking lot's full of
Yes.
people, full of cars. Yeah.
I used to open the Y at 5:00, and when I opened the doors, there were 20 people waiting to come in. Kids coming before school to work out, which I find amazing, and just constant. There's no downtime, and just the amount of activities.
Right.
It's overwhelming to me as someone who's new to this Y. The weekends, I don't think there's a moment where some space isn't full between lifeguard training and birthday parties and any number of events.
There's only one time that I typically on a week-to-week basis see the parking lot not full is my running group that runs on Sunday mornings. We leave at 6:30, and we run, part of the route is up Robinwood Road. That's about the only time that I ever see where it's just not full.
And that's because we're not open.
And that's because
Correct.
we're closed.
Exactly, right. Yeah, that's my point. Can we touch on a little bit about, something that we focus here at GSM on our charitable involvement is youth initiatives. You mentioned Piedmont Charter School in youth sports. I mean, I know there are some other things too. What are some of the, children and youth things from a broader scale that the YMCA is involved with?
Well, I think, we've got swim lessons is one of our biggest programs,
Right.
and we start them at like 3, right? So they're little itty bitties, and they're learning to swim. And the goal is to get them through there and then getting them into sports that takes them through their, school age stuff. We're really trying to get into some teen programming because that seems to be, an area where, we kind of get them in that really itty bitty, and then they kind of graduate out of their rec sports. And then, then there's that period of time where you either can go take a class or work out, but what else? Like, if that's not your thing, like, what else can you do? And is there some leadership things we can do? Some, we have a youth in government. The Y kind of has this youth in government program. And I think really trying to figure out how we can engage that group of kids. And then really we have something called Aquatics Leadership Club, and we have a leaders club where we're really try to figure out how to get the kids engaged in leadership so that we can start developing and hopefully get them in becoming employees and then staff and directors and really teach them how to get ready for college and stuff like that. So I think there's a huge opportunity for us to tackle that. It's a tough group to get, but I think the Y is a great place to do it because of our principles and kind of what we do.
Is the Y still doing the summer camps and things like that?
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about that? Just touch on that a little bit, because I know that's a big deal.
Yeah, the summer camp is awesome. And I think sometimes people forget, like when you pull into the Y, just across the dam to the other side of the property is this amazing camp. And it's about 3,000 square feet, and you've got the trails connected to it. They go fishing, and our camp is just a great program. They get to go on what we call the blob tower and jump on the blob. They go on nature walks. They do arts and crafts, and all the stuff that kids do with that. We use that camp also as a place to do a family camp. So it's an overnight camp for families that maybe want to try camping, but in a more controlled environment. So we use that camp for that. And it's just a fun time because they can go inside, they can be outside, they get to do a little bit of both. And I think that's what's kind of fun about the after school program too, is that you're not just stuck in a building, you have all these other things you can do.
Sure.
And there's also the swim lessons and the swimming in the pool
While camp is going
while
on.
camp is going on. That's good for the kids who need that extra attention. And safety around water is one of our big programs.
Yeah, that's important, sure.
Yes.
A lot of kids don't get exposed to that otherwise.
Correct.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about, we talked about events. There's a big one coming up. We're recording this, what's today, October 17th. So I know there's a big event coming up in about a week, a little over a week.
Yes,
And
October
then
25th.
we can touch on other events y'all have throughout the year. But let's go ahead and talk about the big one next week.
Okay, so we have our annual Trick or Trail event, and that is next Saturday. And Stephen typically sets the pace for that when he runs.
Sure, I do.
You do? That's what people say?
Yeah.
But it's a really great event because you can run the 5K, which is a little over 3 miles, and then we have a 1 mile family fun run that really is for anybody, and you can walk it. You're out in the trail. The fun part is you come in costume. We like everybody to come in costume because it's Halloween and we give out awards. This year we have, I think, 15 or 16 Parkdale Mills people coming out in a company costume. So we're very excited about that. And in the past, we have had a lot of companies come out and do that. You guys were one of them too. And so we have this party that we have that's, we don't want to call it an after party now because we're going to have the party starting as soon as people get there with food trucks and moon bounces and popcorn and pumpkin decorating. And what am I missing, Renee? Trying to think what else we got.
Photo booth,
of course. A photo booth. Great Clips is coming out to do Halloween hair, and so we try to have that going on the whole time.
My favorite, we're making slime.
Oh, we're making slime. That should be
Boy,
fun.
that sounds great.
And lots of cornhole.
Okay, well, we can dominate. We can dominate cornhole if I want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, the other unique thing you touched on it, Michelle, but it is the 5K is on the trail, and so there's lots of 5Ks around. There's a couple that are on trails, but nothing quite unique like this trail.
Yeah,
because it's both. I mean, it's a little challenging too.
It's quite challenging.
If you're, it's not flat.
No, it is not.
Yeah,
And
which is I kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it does give. If you want a good workout, you will get a good workout doing those trails. And if you want to have a fun walk or even really a challenging run, you can do the 1 mile. And we all finish together and we have a good time. We give out awards. It's great.
And we have a mascot race.
That's right. And I believe that the GSM dog,
Max will be there.
Max will be there.
Wow.
He's been training at the Y. You probably don't know it, but
I don't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
He has been training.
That's
There's
interesting.
video proof.
Yeah, we have it. Renee's been training him.
So what's the point of the Trick or Trail? What are you raising money for?
So the event itself, we make money out of it through the sponsors, and that's really a focus that Renee has done a great job doing. And that money actually goes to support the programs that are part of the mission work that we do, the impact work. Like she said, safety around water, cancer wellness, and then really helping families that may need some support for the after school or out of school time programs. So all of the sponsors that do that and give us money to be there, all that money goes to those programs.
So listeners can go onto the website and register. Can anybody walk up and register that morning for the event as well?
Absolutely.
So what time is the event exactly?
I think the 5K starts at 9.
9 o'clock.
I think that's correct. Yes.
And any mascots out there listening, 9:45 for the mascot race.
Okay.
And then the fun run is at 10. And so, you can walk up. The deadline for the shirt has kind of passed. So, but you'll have other fun stuff to take with you.
Yeah.
But walk right up and we'll get you signed up.
All right. What about other events that you guys have out there throughout the year? You still do the Pledge to Plunge or Plunge to Pledge?
Pledge to Plunge. Yep,
I could get that right by now.
Yeah, usually in April. We have one more family event that is really fun in December, which is Breakfast with Santa or Santa's Workshop, I think.
Okay.
And so for small kids or kids in the community that want to come out, that is coming up. I think it's December 13th. But the other real big event we do that's a fundraising event is Pledge to Plunge. And it's going to be really interesting in 2026. We've got some different things happening that we will kind of be releasing later. But we raise a lot of money there. And, again, all that money goes to the programs that help the community.
Okay. Very good. So appreciate you touching on those events. I mean, I've been involved. Our company's been involved. I have friends that are involved. And so they're all big, good. You know what? And they're fun too. It's okay to do community work and have fun at the same time. And knowing that the money, the funds raised are going for specifically for good causes, especially that impact our children and youth here. So a couple questions for you guys, because you both have been involved with the Y a long time. So Michelle, since you're involvement with the Warlick Y, is there something that stands out, you would say a success or something you're most proud of or something that you've witnessed and been involved with and said, wow, that's exactly why I am involved with the YMCA? Is something that jumps out for you in your time there?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the thing that stands out is the Pledge to Plunge, because that is a really great event that it happens kind of outside of the Y. So we talk about what the money is. We get people excited. So we start with the communities and the organizations, and then the organizations go out and just keep spreading the word about what we do. And so what has been super fun is to have companies that will go raise money and they will call on their business partners or their clients. And so we would get donations from people in Florida that maybe a company like Steel Fab has worked with. And they will ask people and say, look, I'm part of the Y and we want you to support our team. And so the network of getting that out about what we do goes so far beyond Gaston County, but it starts with Gaston County. And so I think that's one of the things that coming from Charlotte Y and coming here and just living in Charlotte and coming here, that has been the one thing that I think just gets me fired up about working in Gaston County is that this community just rallies around the things that make Gaston County great. And it really is so cool that people work together and say, we're going to make Gaston County great. And I love it. And that's one of the events that really kind of showcases it. And every time we do it, I just look around and go, these people are such great people. They just love their community, and it truly is. It's a fun event.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and I do think Gaston County is a little unique in that, and how many people do get behind initiatives like that, and the Y in general. Renee, how would you answer that question in your years of involvement with the Y?
Every day when I'm there, I see a group of active older adults in the lobby doing something. It may be Bible study, they may be playing cards, they may be playing bingo, but just knowing that they have community, because it's so easy for...
And a place to go.
It's really easy for older people to sit at home and not feel like they have a place, and the Y gives them that place. And I just love to see it. I love to see them, hold hands and pray over their scripture and teach new people coming into their group how to play this card game or that card game. It's just wonderful to see them together and there and living their best lives.
Yeah, there's two things that are super important for everybody, but especially as you get older, not that I'm getting older, just keep moving and maintain relationships with others,
Absolutely.
right? That interaction. And I think we saw how detrimental that can be, or how important it is, like through COVID and when we didn't have some of those connections on a consistent basis. So yeah, it's nice to hear, because I mean every community doesn't have those places where people can connect, and then things like, churches are having less and less people go. So so looking for those places for that. So this is a podcast about Gaston County, and we try to focus on good things happening around Gaston County. And obviously, you guys, that's what you guys are talking about. So you've already shared several reasons, but I'll ask Michelle this question anyway, is, kind of on a general overview, why is Gaston County better? Because the YMCA is here.
I think it's everything we talked about. It's kind of a catch-all. So if you want to get healthy, you come. If you want to meet friends, you come to the Y. If you want to teach your kids how to swim, you come to the Y. It kind of is a catch-all for everybody, no matter what walk of life, what your background is, we're here for everybody, and every community is made up of so many different people, and everybody is welcome. So it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter young or old. You're welcome when you walk in that door. At least that's how I want people to feel. But that's what we do. This is the place you walk in, and you should feel like you're with friends.
Renee, how would you answer that? Or did she cover it?
She pretty much did. I just think it is the gathering place.
Yeah.
I feel like it is the gathering place for everyone in the county. As long as you want to be there, we want you there.
Mm-hmm.
And where else is it? The YMCA also in Belmont at Stowe and Cherryville? Are that the two other locations we currently have in the county?
Yep. So we've got the Cherryville Y, which is actually, they just started their 24/7 fitness. So if people want to work out in the middle of the night, and there are people that do, that is something cool. And their Y is really cool. They just went through a renovation. It's beautiful. And then the Stowe Y, they're getting ready to open their doors for their real new facility really soon. We're going to help them move in at the end of December, and their water park opened this summer. It was a huge success. Their pickleball courts, their grand opening, ribbon cutting is tomorrow. And so it's not just the Warlick Y, right? So any part of Gaston County and into Cherryville, there's a Y that is uniquely serving that community. And so I think the Y just continues to be a great place for Belmont, Cherryville, Gaston County.
The whole county. So my point there is you don't have to be just in southeast Gaston County, Gastonia, to find a location where you can serve.
And I do think it's important for people to know that if you are a member of our Y and you travel to Portland, that you can use the Y there.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Ohio, wherever.
Yeah.
And people from other parts of the country, when they're visiting, they use our Y. It's reciprocal agreement.
Yeah, because there are, YMCA is not just Gaston County, right? They're all over the place.
Yeah. So that's a great benefit. You can work out when you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Right?
Just like F3. You can work out anywhere you want.
Anywhere.
That's right. You can find F3 workouts anywhere. All right. This has been great. So we've got a couple more personal type questions we'd like to ask that we make our guests endure. And before we finish, we'll make sure you guys share how our listeners can find more information out, maybe even talk about memberships, anything and everything you want to talk about. But is there anything I haven't asked that I should have, or something you make sure you want to get across? And of course, before we're finished, we'll give you both the last word for the end of the podcast.
The only thing I would say, because I think it's really important work we're doing, is, child safety is really important at the Y, right? And so the Gaston County is one of maybe 2 to 3 YMCAs in the state that are going through a Presidium Child Abuse Prevention accreditation. It's extremely intense, and all of our staff are going through it. It's almost a year-long process that really focuses on recognizing abuse, being able to report it, and really making sure that kids that come into that Y are safe. And we're really excited about it. And it just takes something that's already important to us and just take it up a notch. It's like the highest level of child safety. So we're excited that that's one of the things that we're working on right now.
All right, that's interesting. How did something like that come about?
So YMCAs have to meet certain criterias, and so the child abuse prevention has always been important, but they have really made child abuse prevention and aquatic safety two absolutely critical things to make a YMCA become a charter, like that allows them to maintain a charter. And we have a deadline to get that done. It might be like 2028. And Gaston County said, we'll be one of the first to do it. We want to be on the front lines. And so we said, let's not wait. Let's do it now because it's that important to us. And so it's been pretty rigorous. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of policy, and it's a lot of training and a lot of education. And it should make people feel really, really good that when they come into the Y, the staff are background checked, the members are abuse prevention checked, and that we're training staff to make sure when your kid's at camp and you're off at work that they're receiving the best care with the safest people that we can find and train, And so we're really proud of it. We're really excited about it, and it will be good for Gaston County.
Okay, very good. From a giving or anything else you want to share, or anything about giving or that we haven't covered, Renee, before we make y'all endure these silly questions that we make our guests endure?
I have only been in this job about 9 months,
okay.
10, and I have found that people are willing to support the Y because we support the community.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel really good about what I do. Mm-hmm. And, of course, if anyone's listening and would like to support a sports team,
sure,
just let me know. But I do love to see the kids out there with a name on their on their jersey. It's just cute to know that.
And it's not and it's not Bad News Bears like Chico's Bail Bonds.
It is not Chico's Bail Bonds. Although I did have a good laugh with someone about that.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that people are rallying around these young athletes.
Well, that's an interesting. So that leads to the question. There's probably so many different ways that companies can get involved, right, and do things like that. That we don't think. We think about the events, but there's teams, and what other ways is that the biggest thing? Probably is supporting the teams that are the sports teams that are going on.
It's a big portion. We have over 200 teams.
Oh, wow.
Between soccer and basketball, flag football, and what am I leaving out? T-ball.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, and we actually had someone said, I would love to sponsor. I learned to play soccer at the Y, and now my grandson is playing, which that's just like the whole family. And we had 4 generations at the Y one day. We took a picture of the kid playing, and the great-grandfather was there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's a generational, and like people have been with the Y forever. Yeah. And now their grandkids are playing, or their great-grandkids are playing sports. And my kids learned to play soccer there, mostly picking daisies, but it was still a good time, and it's a good place to learn because there's no stress, no pressure.
Yeah, that's great. So I appreciate that. So, again, before we're finished, we'll make sure our listeners know how to find out more information, get involved, or what the greatest needs are. But so we got a few questions that that we'd like to throw out to our guest, and so because she's my sister-in-law, I'm going to make you answer first, Michelle.
Oh, that wasn't fair.
So give her a chance to hear your answers first so she can prepare better.
Gotcha. Okay.
Family privilege.
That's correct.
All right.
So, Michelle, what is something very few people know about you? So
I think if you meet me, you probably think I'm an extrovert. No, not at I'm actually an introverted extrovert.
Okay. Yeah.
So and I get in a lot of trouble for chewing gum in meetings, and was told to spit my gum out before the podcast by Sharon Pageant because I get in trouble for chewing extra gum.
That's interesting.
I love to chew gum.
We have some like double bubble out here on the way out if you would
Gotta
like
be
some.
green extra gum.
Oh, okay.
I think.
The problem with double bubble is like it lasts for like 8 seconds and you got to spit it out.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's gotta last all
Absolutely.
day.
Yeah, it's just.
But
Renee-
those 8 seconds are pretty fabulous.
They are great.
Renee, what
They are
about you?
great.
What is something very few people know about you?
Well, I am such an extrovert. There's very little most
No,
people don't know about me.
no,
So
Never noticed that.
I know.
You have to answer.
Okay. I don't think most people realize that I have a degree in chemical engineering.
Oh, that's probably a good
fun
one.
fact. Yes.
And because I'm blonde, they think I'm just a ditzy blonde because I'm silly. So
Very smart.
I know better.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and that engineering degree is from where?
NC State University.
That is correct. As
The
Rachel knows,
university.
Rachel is down here behind the camera with a Georgia sweatshirt on.
We'll forgive her today.
I have no comment. I didn't even recognize it until you just.
Michelle's daughter is at the other school.
Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
Can we mute everything that Michelle has said to this point?
Wow.
Listen, I'm married to Tar Heel, so you know,
Okay, there you go.
we have a mixed marriage. It's all good. All right, so yeah, that's probably a good point. Most people probably don't know that about you, and you know, it's pretty intense study there. Is any type of engineering,
Absolutely.
especially chemical engineering. So, how about a recent book or blog or article or another podcast or something that you guys might recommend to our listeners? I'm a big reader and a big learner, and so I'm always asking our guests something like that.
Well, I wish I could say I'm a huge reader.
Most ADHDs are not.
But that is exactly right. You just cannot stay focused in the book. But I am reading something because Sharon is making all of us read it, and it is really, really good. She's actually really good about keeping us up to date with some good books because she reads a lot. And it's called Extreme Ownership.
Jocko Willink.
It's really good.
I am
So
a huge fan.
So
Renee knows I'm a huge fan of
Yes.
Jocko Willink. I've actually met Jocko personally, so yeah. I'm a huge. And it is a good book.
It's a really great book.
So it's a leadership book. So if you're into that thing, to our listeners, matter of fact, I've recommended that because that's been 3 or 4 years ago when I recommended that book, but it's really good. It's got a great podcast, great leadership company. So yeah, I'm all about Jocko. Renee?
Well, again, ADHD. So I'm not a good reader, but I have listened to the whole series. It's called The Asset, and it's about Lance Spector. He's the main character.
Okay.
And I think it was 8 series. He is basically a CIA operative, and he's preventing Russia from releasing some
Saving the world.
Yeah, he saves the world many times.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
So it's kind of like Jocko.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, there you go.
So that was really good.
So, again, The Asset. I'm always looking for something to listen to or my next podcast or next book to add to my shelf that Janet says I take up too much room in the house with, because I'm old school. I like the physical book, and I can make notes in it and take up space for no reason. So remember, this is a podcast about Gaston County and the good things happening. So, Michelle, besides the YMCA, why would you say Gaston County is such a great place?
I just love the people. I love the people. To be completely transparent, when I came from Charlotte and I opened the Y, I was kind of like, oh, this is so crazy. I'm so busy. And I really didn't put anything in my office that I thought was going to stay because I wasn't sure if I was going to stay. I wasn't sure. I love the Y, excuse me, but I came from Charlotte and I was like, oh, I don't know.
There's Gaston County people.
Gaston County. I don't know. And then, it was like 6 months. I remember going, I'm going to start putting some stuff on the wall because I love it here. Like, I love it here. I love the people here. I love and my husband laughs because if, we're in Charlotte going somewhere and someone said something, he goes, don't say anything about Gaston County because and so and the thing that's really cool and I think I'm more open to doing stuff like this, and we've been on some of the media stuff lately with some of the Charlotte stations, is I now feel like it's so important for me to be like an ambassador ambassador of Gaston County to say there is some great stuff going on here, and you guys need to open your eyes and see how awesome it is, because I think people don't realize how awesome it is.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm a homer for Gaston County for so many reasons, but I agree with you. Renee, how would you answer that question?
I do think the community here is outstanding, and I just see it every day at the Y. But I love to be outdoors, and there's absolutely everything to do here.
There is. It's unique, isn't it?
Yes. I hike Crowders a couple times a week. I love to do the trails by the South Fork.
Yeah.
I love all of the trails we have throughout the county. There's just so much to do anytime, all the time. And I love that.
Having Crowders Mountain where we're located is it's just weird.
Yes.
Because you go, there's nothing else like that really close. I mean, you can go an hour away, hour and a half away and find that. But yeah, between the lakes, the rivers, Crowders Mountain, things like the YMCA, Carolina Thread Trail, hour to the mountains, 3 hours to the beach. It's just a unique location as well. So again, I appreciate you sharing that. So Renee, I'm going to make you answer this next question first. So I love this question. It's always typically the last question I ask. But knowing what you know now, what advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Same advice I give my children. Don't take yourself so seriously. Live life to the fullest, be responsible, and have fun in all you do.
Yeah,
Make
obviously,
the world a better place.
When you were 20 and you met my brother, you weren't taking yourself very seriously.
Not at all. No, I was taking school very seriously when I met your brother.
That's a good one because you talk about perspective. Unfortunately, when I was 20, I had zero perspective about anything, and things that seemed like a big deal then just were not.
They're
right?
just not.
Gosh, yeah, I wish that's a great perspective, and I'm afraid it takes just time and experience to be able to have that perspective. So I appreciate that answer. Michelle, how would you answer that one?
Well, you said two things that I thought was hilarious that I actually had when you sent these questions. I said the same thing. Stay in touch with your friends. So relationships are important. Keep your body moving.
Yeah.
And probably stay out of the sun because when I was 20,
absolutely.
The sun didn't come out very much in upstate New York, but when it did, the Crisco came out and we were sitting out to get tan. And so I would say stay out of the sun.
I don't know. I think there's a balance there because you need that vitamin D too, though.
You do.
So it's interesting. Some of the research now that you see, I'm not sure how bad that is.
Just don't
overdoing it is bad for sure.
Not sure putting the Crisco
yeah,
on
the
this
Crisco
was a
probably
great
was
idea.
Not a good idea. Yeah. And you know what else too? I think, and I wouldn't have known this until now, and I think a lot of kids do this that are college age. They are involved in community things, and I think I don't. At 20, I wasn't even. It didn't even.
Yeah, me
it
neither.
wasn't even in my scope of thinking. And I think it's important for kids that young to start getting involved in community things and finding things that they're passionate about. And whether it's raising money or volunteering, I think it's a great habit to get into because you get so much back from it. But I don't think at 20 you are even remotely thinking.
I think when I was young, I probably thought it took some big. It doesn't take as much as you think.
Correct.
Right. A little bit of time maybe. But yeah, it just, you seemed, I used to think that you had to be some grand event or you had to do something just so dramatic, but you don't.
It doesn't.
It just, when you have a lot of people doing smaller things together, then big things happen. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so that's a great point. So I appreciate you answering those questions that we'd like to throw at our guests. So, this has really been good. So the big question, of course, let's finish off with where can listeners go to find more about the YMCA, find those events you're talking about, sign up, get registered, give, or whatever the biggest need is maybe at the Y, just anything and everything you guys want to share.
Well, we have our website, GastonYMCA.org, but we also are on Facebook and Instagram. So all of our events and things are on those sites, and you can call us, you can stop in, you can bump into Renee at Harris Teeter. She will take checks and things there too. But we're kind of all over.
Okay.
So,
yeah, and it's a great website. I mean, I spent some time on there yesterday trying to prepare, but I've been on there before for all kinds of different reasons. So, so Trick or Trail, and then the next big event you said was something at Christmas.
Yep. Santa's Workshop.
Okay, and I'm sure that'll be on the website after the Trick or Trail is done, and then the bigger one is again the Pledge to Plunge in
April.
April. Okay, so it's
we kind of lost the cold part of that after COVID. We said, it's more fun to jump in the lake in April than in February.
I remember the very first one.
Yeah, it was cold.
And it was cold.
It was really cold.
In fact, I think our kids jumped in that year. I'm not doing it.
It's a little bit more fun to do it in April than in February, for sure.
Yeah, there can be. That's a bit much, yes.
So while we may not have grand events going on outside of Pledge to Plunge and Trick or Trail, we have events at the Y constantly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It sounds like we only have a couple of things going on, but it is...
There's always something.
Yeah,
constant.
Yeah, that's a great point. We're kind of talking about the three bigger ones, that we're kind of focusing on here. But yeah, to your point, there's always something going on there. So Michelle, Renee, any last words before we close this episode out?
I would like to say, please come to the Trick or Trail on Saturday, October 25th. We need participants. We need volunteers. We need people just to come watch and cheer on the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, obviously, it's a 5K and then a fun run, but there's other things. There's so many, you mentioned them. There's other things going on that make it's more than just a 5K.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. We will have soccer games there that day, so we expect all those kids to come join us for the party zone, and we hope other people will bring their kids and enjoy the bouncies and paint a pumpkin and just have a good fall day. It should be beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, you come out and you get some coffee and snacks, and do you say there's a food truck?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so yeah, bring it on.
Come for the food trucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Michelle,
and wear a costume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, but I've never worn a costume out there.
Well,
I have.
I'm kidding.
I feel like you absolutely have.
I have. I'm not sure what I'm going to do this year. I might not do anything this year. Just lay back, relax. Michelle, last words.
No, we're just really happy to be here. Happy to be a part of it. Thanks for inviting us.
Well, you're very welcome. Listen, I appreciate the work you guys are doing. The Y is extremely important to our community. It makes an impact, a positive impact in our community. And, Gaston County specifically is better off because you guys are here and in the work that you are doing. So we appreciate that.
And we couldn't do without support of
the GSM services.
That's true. People like GSM.
People like Stephen and GSM, not Joel and GSM. Is that right, Rachel?
Whoa.
Well, that was
awkward.
Now's the time for your button.
That was awkward.
Nothing happened. I don't hear anything either. Well, I tried to make... Thank you. That's exactly what it was. Apparently, I can't... It was cut off.
Technical difficulties.
This episode is crashing and burning very quickly.
Brought to you by the Ghost of Gaston County.
All right. Well, moving on to our listeners out there. Thanks so much for taking time to listen to today's episode, except for the last 30 seconds or so. Please continue to spread the word if you can about the podcast, and don't hesitate to contact us at our email address here, which is podcast@gastonsgreat.com. We're always looking for suggestions for future podcast topics and guests. You can find the podcast and subscribe at the website, gastonsgreat.com, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And please find us on all our social media platforms. Thanks again to Michelle and Renee for being our guests today. Gaston's Great is produced and brought to you by Rachel Cowart from GSM Services. I'm your host, Stephen Long. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and please come back to hear more reasons why Gaston's great.